Hello and good evening. Welcome to Whipnum's Kitchen. Why are we in my kitchen? Well, I'm moving stuff around, so this was this was a good place to do this. What am I doing with Rarity's Carousel Boutique and an ominously placed screwdriver? I'll tell you. Well, I'll show you, but you're not going to be able to read it. But I will read it. I got an interesting comment today from Diosoth. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. I'm probably not. I apologize for that. Diosoth reports that there is sort of a flaw with this, and by this comment was placed on the boutique's review. The inner gears don't seem to be secured very well, and it's possible to knock the winding mechanism out of alignment. I've had it so have others. I think tipping the thing upside down might be what causes it. I did fix mine somehow. Not sure how I did, but it seemed I had the problem after I unboxed the toy. So, we have a report of an issue with the mechanism of the boutique, of the wind-up mechanism that gives you the motion of the carousel discs. Diosoth, again, sorry if I'm saying that incorrectly, is thinking that maybe if the unit had a bit of an impact, the gears might have gotten knocked out of alignment to where the teeth don't catch anymore, so you're not winding the mechanism anymore. Perhaps another impact resettled the gears and put things back in order. Well, why do I have the screwdriver? I'm going to find out. I am going to take the Carousel Boutique apart. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, plus here's a screw. I'm going to take this base off. I'm going to see what's going on in here. I'm going to see what conditions might arise that would cause this issue. So if this happens to you, you might be able to correct it. Or I'll permanently break the boutique. Whatever. I'm doing this for fun and curiosity. So if you are interested, please join me on this magical journey of what's going on inside Rarity's Carousel Boutique. Now, I watched a video review a few days ago of a gent named Ashens, and he took apart a Tomy Turbo, a little car dashboard thingamabobby, and that was very interesting, seeing all the innards, because I had that toy when I was a kid. So, seeing all those little bits and how they went together and how the road was just a simple little drum of images that the little light bulb would shine through, that was great. I've only got 4 screws to go, so I'm probably going to jump cut this and jump ahead to the interesting part. So, see you in a bit. All right. I am down to the final screw. I'm getting a little nervous because usually when you take the base off, you run the risk of upsetting the delicate balance of nibbly bits that might be inside. But that was the 6th screw. There should be nothing securing it anymore, so here we go. Oh dear. I don't think I thought this through. Let's see. What the hell am I doing? Wow, okay, that was... I made that a lot more difficult than it needed to be. Alright. Now, I know that there's going to be a lead going to the battery tray here, so I'm trying to be careful about that. But, here we go. Interesting. Very, very interesting. This is the slider mechanism, and notice that it runs this little gear here. There seems to be a switch over here. Ah, I was wrong. I said in the review that there was a there seemed to be a switch in the middle here. That was not true. That was just a little slot that was showing off the disc. The real switch is over here. Okay, yes, and this part sticks out far enough to where when you're near the middle, it's going to manipulate the switch. And then it releases the switch, but by then the music is playing. Speaker's over here. Let's see if we can get a better look at the interior of the mechanism. Not sure if y'all can really... Let's see. I could take these screws off. Do I want to take this off? Why not? I've come this far. Time for a jump cut. All right. I've taken out these 4 screws, so now let's take off this. Where is that energy coming from? Is it possible that... Oh, I see what happened. The spring already had tension. It comes preloaded with some tension in that spring, so I'm wondering if... Yeah. If I let all that energy go, is that bad for the mechanism? Because now if I try to wind it... Well, it's not too bad. But I think... Okay, the spring, I bet you, is past this plate right here. Because I notice... Well, that's the main disc. Oh, wait, no. Idiot. The spring is going to be in this little box right here, in this gearbox looking thing. And then here's the reversal gear that transfers power in reverse. Oh, wait a minute. I notice a problem. I notice a problem. Yes, I do. Check this out. I saw those gears not turning a second ago. What would cause that? I figured it out. I have figured it out. Check this out. I totally figured it out. Watch this. All right. The problem, the springer's in this box here. That's where the power gets stored. And then there's a gear train that transfers down to this gear here. Here is where the problem is, I think. Because watch. Watch this. Watch how easily I can screw this up. I think this gear gets dislodged, or maybe even this gear, because look how loose it is. So I mean, of course, when the blue bracket is on, it should be holding them in place, but this might be jibbly wiggly enough to allow it to get out of whack. So I think that's what the problem is. So that might be why an impact would have caused Deosoft's temporary problem, and then fixing it might have been an accidental bump that got these that got it back onto. I am going to see if I can put this back together. Oh, by the way, here's the slider mechanism, and yeah, it's got that it's got the petroleum jelly on it. Yeah. Anyway, I am going to attempt to put this back together and probably fail miserably. Though the mechanism's a little bit... The mechanism's simple, so I should be able to get this back into proper working order. Let's see here. You went like this, didn't you? No. You went like this. Oh dear. Time for a jump cut. Just a note, if you yourself take this apart when you're putting it back together, you need to give it that tension that I let go when I took everything apart and I let all the spring wind down. You can't do that because then you don't have full power for the entire slide. So you need to wind this up a little bit and like hold it. And then when you get enough of it, get a few turns of it wound so that when it slides all the way, you get a full power turn. So keep that in mind. All right. I've put the batteries back in. The question is, do we have a heartbeat? All right. Here we go. Yay! Now, here's what I was talking about. It's going to kind of lose power at the end here because I didn't store enough energy in the spring. So it wasn't that bad. When I did the first test run, though, it was starting to struggle towards the end because the spring just didn't have enough energy. But anyway, so my prognosis, my diagnosis, whatever you want to call it, my unprofessional opinion is that those gears there are the culprit, and I believe that that plate may not hold them securely enough to where they get out of alignment to where the spring is going, but energy is not being transferred to the drive shaft for the gears for the downstairs and the upstairs platters. So that about does it. I hope this was interesting for you. It certainly was for me, and you can it's all little plastic bits and stuff from Diagnosis Carousel. Anyway, thank you for joining me this evening. This has been Whipnum, and have a good night.